Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon, and I write games for fun. So what are we going to do today? Well, today, folks, we are going to be working on Iron Caskets Steel Glory, which can best be summarized as 2nd edition. What does that mean exactly? That means we get to go through every single little fix I recorded the other day. Every single little fix is going to need something in it. Every single one is going to need more stuff. So overall, I wouldn't say Iron Caskets has a massive amount of work to do. I would say Iron Caskets has a lot of little stuff to do, and I mean a lot of little stuff to make this game actually sing. But that's half the fun now, isn't it? Making a... Stop that. Go away. Go away. Get some help. But that's the fun part now, isn't it? Actually going through all these various things and making them work. That also means things are going to be a little bit more, and I do quote, chillaxed. Everything's going to be chill. Everything's going to be calm. We're all going to be Gucci. We're all going to be cool. And I feel like hammered shit tonight because I had a lot of lunch and it was a lot of Turkish food, and that means it's going to sit in my gut the entire day and it's going to hurt and it sucks. It's good food, but it hurt. But it ain't fun. Alright, so let's get started. In the Hordes of War, the players take the role of tank commanders. Individuals given power to pilot. To be pilot. Yeah, power to guide and order their crew. Crew of desperate individuals into the heart battle. As a commander, the players have the ability to order their tank as well as ground, as well as infantry squads, and those below them. Space. A tank commander is composed of 4 attributes: authority, logistics, tactics, and warfare. Which warfare, I don't know. Commander, attributes. Wait. Yeah, effectively, at this point in Star, it's a lot of setting up, and like, some of the things I want to add, I need to get everything else fixed to make it work. That's the one of the complicated parts too. Because like, I think the one thing that I'm still not quite certain how I want to do is different tank chassis. I have an idea of how to do them, but I just need to get all the information behind it. So let's see, where's my sample character? 221. No, I think 5 works because you're not going to have that much. So if we take that character creation, 10 commanders, 5 attributes distributed among their attributes. Commander gains experience as gains experience. They'll be able to improve their attributes as well as the attributes of their crew. A commander with high authority, a commander with high... What I may have to do is do something like this. Do operations, tactics, warfare. Change you slightly. Let's see, so... Operations... Wait, the authority logistics. I changed the operations, didn't I? Didn't even realize that. Operations, OPR, tank man through and through. Doesn't deal with common raveling. Love them. Now, the main reason why everything is saying like a character, not a commander, because a lot of the time I copy and paste this setup right here, because it's just a reliable setup to give you exactly what you're looking for. Warfare sounds like it needs a different name, and I don't know what to call it. That's one of the issues, because the idea behind warfare is that's your ability to actually fight. You know, that's your aiming, shooting, and actually doing things ability. So, warfare is the only one name that kind of sounded right for it. So if I do something like... let's keep it warfare. With high warfare, soldiers through and through, able to shoot, kick, stab, bludgeon their way to victory. Let's change that. Able to shoot. Character with low warfare. Armchair general. Understanding the flow. Battle without getting involved. So yeah, complex maneuvers, ground warfare. What I'm gonna do is switch ground warfare for that. Complex combat maneuvers. Yeah, we'll do complex combat maneuvers, complex aiming and shooting. What I can do is aiming and shooting, ground warfare. Tank commander is the lowest possible tier, non-commissioned officer. Oh, Jesus. A lot of these were just Notepad writes things quickly, and they sound terrible. I don't proofread much. Single person can... Complex machinery by themselves. Soldiers under the commander of their responsibility to keep alive and complete their objectives. With each crew member, keep alive and complete their objective. Each member being a valuable part of the organism. With each member being a valuable part of the inner workings tank of the whole of the behemoth of the iron behemoth. Because tanks, for those who don't know, are absolutely horrifying. They're big, scary. Behemoth. Behemoth. Whose max number of soldiers equals the capacity of the tank. Equal to the capacity of their tank. Some tanks can accommodate 8, while others may just be 2, depending on the number of crew. They'll have to distribute a number of crew skills among them. The number of crew skills equal to the total number of crew times 3. Crew skills. These one issues in order to the crew. Issues in order to the crew during a battle. There are 6 skills that every crew member may learn: driver, gunner, loader, machine gunner, mechanic, medic, radio operator, soldier. Feel like there should be more. I don't know what it is. Pilot maneuver to tank efficiently. It naturally aimed to tank's main weapon, the cannon. Actually, let's do a little. The cannon or a self-propelled gun. Propelled armament. Self-propelled armament. Which is a mouthful and a half. Self-propelled armament. fuck? Why do I read things on the internet that I shouldn't? I load a brute machine gunner, mechanic, medics. Alright, you know what? Soldier. Soldier needs a little bit more. Soldier. Crewman's ability. Soldier. Able to connect crewmates. No. Ew. Engage hostile enemy forces, enemy infantry. Because again, the concept behind the soldier class, you could say, you know, the skill behind the soldier was that this is the person you send out in addition to like your mechanic to fix up the tank. It's this guy and the mechanic, so the mechanic doesn't get shot in case you're actually getting into a fight. It's the shit, our tank's treads are out, we need to go out and fix them. Yuri and Yuri go out there, fix the tank. Ivan go out there and cover him with the PPSH, because if you don't, he's going to die. So you end up in situations like these shouldn't occur, really. Well, they should occur because that means all is well on the Eastern Front. Preparing the tank outside, inside its chassis, medic, crewman's knowledge, information, treating injuries to the crew, assisting them those who are knocked out. Okay, so crew and personality. So let's see, they are. This is heading 2. So we put crew skills right here. Heading 3. Normal text, heading 3, crew and personality. Oof, so close. Okay, so if I reduce it down to 8, maybe? Can I get them all in? Yes, I can totally get them in. Your crew's important. They have families, lives, and people to care about back home, but they will die. To really add insult to injury, not only dictate they are, how old they are, feel free to roll in this D1, D100 chart to determine their personality. Always follow orders, but snarky comments, observations, and the occasional bout of drunken excess makes each crew unique. Not going to add any sample crew. This will be my sample crew for now. Okay. This is the sample crew for now. Mr. Sergeant Holmes, Corporal Victor Jaskowski, Lance Corporal Gino Tor, Lance Corporal Rashid McDermott, Private Avery Jabrowski, which is different from Jaskowski. It's Jakbowski, Private Arnold Locken, and Private Kieran Turner. In case you're wondering how I got these names, I literally, it wasn't this person isn't real, it was like a random, like, ID card generator. Or just did a random name and put it, and I did it for New Zealand. Hence why they're in a Bob Semple tank. The ultimate meme tank. And, Tracker, you know what we can do right now? Where's my dice? There's my dice. One of my many dice containers. Why do I have all these? I should switch around all my dice to my nice new bags I got, but I've been lazy. But alright, so I'm gonna roll my 2 big nice metal dice. Let's see what our crew is like. Let's see. Okay, our first one's an 89. Oh, thick. Trucker, thick. He's not very smart, but he's a damn good driver. Gino, he is 15. Competitive. I don't stop deafening everybody. 79 for Mr. Rashid. Slacker. $29 for Avery. Bits of melancholy. Oh God, we have our poet. 78. Shameless flirt. One is gonna get us in trouble. And what is our child aboard this fucking vessel? Mr. Kieran. What is his? He is an 87. Spacey, of course. There we go. Keep those dice right there because we're using 2d10s. Yep, no, this is our crew. And the thing is, I wanted to get across that these guys are your crew. This is who you're playing. You are playing, Sergeant Jeremy Holmes. However, your driver's a trucker named Victor. He's a nice guy. He's not the smartest tool in the shed, but he gets his shit done. We got Gino, who's a farmer, and he's real competitive about things, and he'll make sure that he's competitive about it. Because he's in a constant state of affairs with Mr. Rashid McDermott, who is a car mechanic and a complete slacker. These two have a love-hate relationship with one another because he keeps trying to one-up them, and while Mr. Rashid does not want to. We have Avery, who is our English teacher and also poet. He will constantly try to wax melancholy at you, wax philosophically, and will go through highs and lows in his little notebook. And we have Mr. Arnold Locken, who's a mailman and is constantly trying to flirt with literally anyone that moves. And in case you're wondering, yes, he will get in the problems. And of course we have our baby on board, Mr. Turner, who is a student, only 24, and he's also a bit spacey. He's a bit out there. Bit of a weird kid, but we all love him. All of these people will die, most likely. There's a good chance one of these people will get hit by a tank shell and explode. And that's okay. I know I had to change a few of these. Let's actually get their health here. No, I don't think I have health here because I didn't think it was important. I might integrate that up. So, choosing the chassis. I'm not going to do this yet because I want to make sure I'm getting all of the chassis available. But what am I going to put here is self-propelled, tank, destroyers, etc. You want to know who I may have to go to? I may have to go to K. Let's see what they say. So, ask. When designing a tank, assigning its various hard points. Oh, I'm open. I'm ready for K. I've talked with K before. They are really... See, it's really weird with K. Because on one hand, you get, like, the autistic gun nuts who are just like, oh, no, you called a clip a magazine. You called a clipazine something wrong. I am going to literally lose my shit now at you. But if it's just like, hey, I want an explanation on this, this, and this. You know, give me more ideas. And they will show everything. Like, I went for them for, God, what was it? I went to K for gun advice. Being it's like, hey, I'm thinking about integrating some guns. What do you feel it would be, necessary? And they're just like, this is like the bare minimum of what would be required. And here's some like weird little guns that would be, interesting to know about. If I ever do decide to go back to Hearts of Darkness, which I may, because I still need to do a few of the other little weird ones. Little weird rebellions that I can add information and add stuff to. One of them will probably be me integrating when I get Aces done, which will be Ops and Tactics Notepad Edition. And in case you're wondering, yeah, I'm going to K for that. They're gonna be essential for that project. Signing it's very with a rolling deadly machine of war. Yeah, K is some good people. Passion, passion makes things go around. Without passion, good God, where would we be? Tank begins a handful of basic modules representing the bare minimum that is required. That bare minimum that the tank requires to. That is a terrible fucking line. Holy shit. A tank begins with a handful. Let's see. Basic modules. Engine. Hulking beam moves without dying. So under damage will cause the tank to stop in its tracks, going nowhere. Without fuel, tank's going nowhere. I'm going to have to actually expand on the fuel system a little bit. Because, like, that, like, I think one of the biggest problems with ops and, well, not ops and tactics, with this game is that there's the line. You know, there is fun and exciting tank-based game. And then we have autistic super simulator. Tank warfare. See, and overall, each of the, you know, the in-between here is where Iron Caskets lies. I would say Iron Caskets lies about here, because again, I don't adopt everything. With arcade mode, it goes to about here. Like, half of me wants to implement things to push it a little bit further down on here. And the other half of me wants to push it more toward this arcadey and actual, you know, fun. Like that's one of those big things. And what I might do is on the Discord after this, I may actually launch another poll, even though the last poll had us declare our Serbian ultra-nationalist heritage. Thanks, everyone, by the way. This is the question I asked the masses. Should Notepad make more of his games fancy PDFs? And what they said was no, Kosovo is Serbian, Clay. So, yep, we aren't allowed to have fun. Okay, let's actually do. I always forget to add the tags to the fucking stream. Dice. Role playing. See, unfortunately, I can't put in just autism and have that be a tag. Tanks? Is tanks? There we go. There we go. I'll put backseating allowed. You know it's special. Yeah, yeah. This is why I don't trust. This is why the server is not a democracy anymore, and why we are fully a notepadocracy. It's because of people like you all. So remember, when your freedom is taken away, blame it on the fools who hate it. If treads are taken out, the tank will be unable to move properly. Transmission. If you also know with the basic modules, a lot of these are movement based. Okay. Oh god. I sneezed. I sneezed. I sneezed everywhere. Oh god. And at a fundamental level, each of these modules require at least one hard point to be taken up to have them outfitted on the tank. One. Actually, what I should say is one can't have everything. One can't have everything. All right. This is where things are going to get real unfun, because I have to implement a bunch of these fucking changes. God damn it. Okay, how do I want to do this? Notepad, notepad, notepad. How do you want to do this? Okay. Advanced modules. What we're going to do is we're going to break it down. So we can't have, actually, we'll take that away and say each module below each module's list of improvements for it. Any module may be improved for a single hard, for an additional hard point, up to a maximum of 5 times. Modules such as cannons have different improvements. That each must be up, which the different improvements that are separate from one another. Actually, what we can do is do something like this. Different, separate. Now I get to do a real gamer move. Real gamer hours, everyone. Don't worry. I'm a professional. Where I just put it in a separate document because I know it's going to be a lot of moving things around. Alright, so let's start with the ammo rack. Okay, so we're going to do with ammo rack, cannons, we can do machine guns, radio. Honestly, that's really it. Am I missing something? No, like this is literally all the advanced modules. I may need to add more. It seems like there's a lot. You may need to add more though. But okay, let's start. Put you down here for now, so we don't got to think about you. So, ammo rack. So you're heading 4. Let's not. Actually, are you heading 4? Oh Jesus, you are heading 4. Okay, so we can't. I don't want to put heading 5 down. God, that's gonna look weird. Okay. Actually, no. I don't know how I want to word that. I'm thinking about adding something on the disc, shooting something on the Discord. But I don't know how I want to word it. To say, hey, tanks. So, let's see. What we can do is do something like 1 hard point. Cannon requires any munition. Without a ammo rack, tank will have only a few shells available to them at any point. With the rack, risk of detonation, but also access more ammo types. Actually, more ready access. Ammo types. If we do go to... Where is the damage? Okay. So what's going to have to be, so if we do something like this, what's going to be is name of module, name, X hard points, location on tank, actually, do we put location on tank? No, we want to put internal, internals. Actually, no, we don't need that. It's kind of awkward to put, but in damage, that should be okay. So, explanation, improvements. Okay. Based. Fuel tanks, track, transmission, ammo rack. Any more for the ammo rack? No. Okay. Number 2, loading the cannon with. It's a ward check if I remember correctly. Load shell, loader plus target. Load shell. Okay, it's gonna be low shell with operation. Ops. Load shell order bonus. Load shell order bonus. Improvement. Properties. 3.6. Of course, I put fucking. Okay. Oh, God damn it, notepad. Why'd you write it this way? God, this is such a clusterfuck. Alright. I'm gonna have to rewrite this entire goddamn section at this point. Alright, you know, that's what we're gonna have to do. That's what we're doing. Fiddlesticks. Okay, so step 2 was signing hard points and equipment. So do basic modules. Tank becomes handful. These represent the minimum commitment to operate. Have these components. Hard points. But if a compute, but they can still be destroyed. Okay, so if we do to add on sorted paragraph A to Z. Let's put the writing place for words. Actually, fuck it, let's put it in question time. Again, would you want more simulation, honest, or more gamist? Okay, so engine. Because you don't realize you make these little mistakes early on because you think it's a great idea, but when you start redoing things like this, it's when you realize things start getting a little bit fucky-wucky. Okay, if we go down to engine. Insert row below, engine and ability bonus. Improvement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cook, choo choo. Shine on, Gino. Shine on, Gino. That's all I gotta say there. When in doubt, don't worry. Just make it like Saga Swords. It's great. I love it. Okay. Need that. Fuel tanks. Incapacity. I'll let people argue it about. Honestly, that's 95% of my server at this point. Me asking random questions and having everyone get mad at each other. I am the Joker, and it feels great. Transmission. Actually, what I can do is we can do something like fuel tank volatility. Chance of explosion, 100%. Discord, another question. Fuel the fires. At Gino. To keep things in a more delicate style, in a more precarious style of play. That and the entire system is incompatible. For us, see this Song of Swords, dice pool mechanics, and I am not rewriting everything. Second question to the masses. Table stuff. Space, no space. Space or no space. I love having just people I can ask random questions to. Wonderful. It's like I don't even gotta care anymore. Let's actually make things pretty, put transmission on the bottom, do improvements. Transmission. It should be driving bonus. It should be bonus 2 driving checks. No. Bonus 2 driving. Because driving is a very specific thing. Cool. Wait, they want 2? I thought they would like 1 more, personally. But do it is. Threads. I will abuse my loyal followers as much as I want. I am an evil villain. You should know this all by now. Or Gino. Let's see. It's gonna have a stroke, by the way. I hope you all know that. Yep. God. Vulcanized treads. Below. All-terrain treads. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hostile terrain mobility. One day, Gina will get me to just write a Song of Swords hack. And that will be the day then, you know, I end up writing My Little Pony RPG just to piss him off. Which I will always be happy that I didn't meet the Pony Finder guy. And he looked exactly the kind of person I thought that who would write Pony Finder. What's that? It would be terrain penalty. Terrain penalty negation. Two, 3, 4, 5. So if you want to do like full-on mountain climbing, you're gonna need 5 improvements. But like improvement 4, if I decide to add more, I might do that. Yeah, no, effectively that's what I have to do. I would have to do something like to deliberately attempt to piss him off and just confuse everybody. Clops of carnage. There we go. Boom. See, that's like the one thing, because it has to do the, letter O letter. Clops of carnage. God, why did I even say that? That is a terrible thing I said, but I am now wholly amused by it. I forgot about the armor. Fuck. I forgot about the armor. Oh, Jesus. That would be under basic modules, probably. You. In case you want to know why I'm doing this, it's to keep the do chassis have a default armor value? I believe they do have a default armor value. They do. Okay. Armor plating. The tank would be a good way of saying this. Vehicle. Amounts. Small arms. There's a small arms fire, but heavy chassis. Cuirassier. There we go. Sorry, Gino wrote his thing. He signed his grave. He should accept the fact that I'm going to now write that. And if he doesn't like it, he's not. Well, fuck him. Smaller but heavier chassis. Armored vehicles, no armored vehicle without the most bare minimum. This is where things get a little bit confusing, so I'm going to select all this. Improvement. Insert row below. 1. Insert row below. 2. Insert row below. 3. Paste. Oh, fuel tanks. Why? Why are you so thick? Fuel tank, John, please. Not like this. I'm not going insane, am I? Front armor, extra armor, back armor. Technically, if you have 7 armor on like one side, like you are a goddamn tank. But mind you, this is like 5 additional hard points to get up to this length, and that's congratulations, you are now in a tank that has absolutely no ability to do anything. Don't make iron toasters, kids. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. That is how people get killed. Let's see, treads, armor. Okay, we've got all our extra armors, fuel tanks, transmissions. Shell rack capacity. Shell rack zoning. Ammunition. So base, you're going to have 2 different kinds of ammo, 3, 4, 5. So if you want, okay, cool. So next we're going to do our cannons. Yes, cannons. That's a lot of damage. I feel like cannons should be their own thing, but I also feel like they shouldn't be. Heavy cannons. Actually, they only require 1 hard point, so why would I even put down the hard that you need hard points for it? Notepad, what are you smoking? Notepad, please stop smoking everything that you shouldn't be. It's not healthy for you. Delete 6 rows. 1, 2, 3. Delete 6 rows. Delete 3 rows. Oh, Lord, there's a lot. Where did you all come from? Go away. Go away, sins of my problems. Go away, sins. Okay, so we want to do heavy into light. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Heavy cannons. Mass weapon awards on kill. Actually, it's worth 3 hard points, so. Hey, it became a mass weapon designed to kill anything it touches. Hey, it's slow to reload. Has reload of 3. This is telling me I should really put cannons onto their own thing. Do I put cannons onto their own thing? Maybe. Maybe that's a good idea. Put cannons last. So do something like, what I can do is put radio up there and put cannons, machine guns. Actually, it would be machine guns into cannons. No, it would be cannons into machine guns, because if we do this, you get the information about cannons first and then your machine guns. And the machine guns are also going to get different things attached to them, because they for some reason have like damage to infantry. Yeah, they just have this weird damage to infantry, but I can probably add some more things to that to give them a little bit more umph to it. So we're not going to worry about cannons right now. Go away, problems. Radio stations. Okay, long distance, short distance. ABCD, radio's been installed. Interference and no. I was like, do I want to put things like radio warfare in? But that's a little unnecessarily complex. But what I can do is let's put blow, short distance radio. Radio design, radio up, bonus. Signal booster. Radio range bonus. Base 5. Base 5 improvements. Okay, you weren't bold, but you were bold. Cool. I love you, Google. 6 and 8, 9, 10. And these are how many hexes there would be. So if someone's outside, so if an enemy is outside your range radius, that means that you just can't. If an ally is outside their range radius, you just can't communicate with them. Because they're just outside. They're not in the... in your general vicinity. Three, two. Ah, there we go. Snippity snap. My back goes crack. It's pretty whack. I should be a rapper. It's the only one. Radio. Let's see. Radio in tanks. Tele tank. Wireless remote control command. Have no fear, I found about the tele tanks. Interwar radios and tanks. I don't know what you're talking about. This is called Notepad enters his, the Zen moment where he must understand the nature of tanks. And I do this with almost every project sometimes, where I will just find a... wait a second. If I really want to be evil, insert row above. Radio. Want to be a signal booster. Strength inner. I can't. Actually, if I put signals. Radio reliability. If you only have a long distance rate, that's the balancing factor. Short distance radio is going to work regardless. Long distance radio is where things aren't going to get complicated because every time you use it, you have to roll to make sure they even get it. Boom. We'll call it at a solid 60%. Bump it up to 65 for the first improvement, 70%, 75, 80, 85%. That doesn't seem like a lot. So if we do something like bump this down to 50, 60, 70, 70, 80, 90, 100? Or we act like a real asshole and do something like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Yeah, there we go. Okay. If we do something like this, that's the commune. Sometimes. Long-distance radio is unreliable in the heat of warfare. So that's kind of the idea. So if you actually want to use this, like, yeah, it's more expensive, but you can automatically call things in. The issue is that it's, again, 40%. I think that works. So if we've got the radios done, American radios, that means we can start on the cannons. Cannons are going to be their own thing. So we're going to start with the heavy cannons. Mass weapon award design. Reload 3. We scroll all the way down. Cannons. Okay, I'll enter the Twilight Zone apparently. Insert below. Below, I think there's only 2 improvements per cannon. Heavy damage and heavy range. I didn't originally intend to do that. Is that like a flat increase, just a flat increase on damage, or is that a? I believe that is a flat increase on damage, but flat increases are pretty good in this game, so I think I'm going to keep that. But what I should do is do a +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. I'm gonna add a footnote. Insert. Actually, insert. Tools. Insert. Footnote. Cool. Alright, so we've got this the way. Okay, this looks already like 10 times better than the original. Now, when I copy and paste it over, that's going to be the deciding factor of whether or not it explodes in my goddamn face. Help. Oh. Notepad is not paid enough for this. Before you make the joke, Notepad, are you even paid at all? No. Alright, so we've got our heavy cannons, so we need to start on our... Do I do light? You know, fuck it, we're gonna have to do it the backwards way. So that means light cannon would go here. Now, mind you, the fun part is if I decide to put in self-propelled things, what I'm going to have to do is add an entire new section to this individually. So it's going to be here I can what I was thinking about doing, and it's going to act nerdy as fuck, but it's the best way I can kind of get the idea and accepts that I can see in my own head. Because you have things like, okay, we have our light tanks, we have amphibious tanks, we got all our medium tanks, then we have our heavy tanks, and then we have things like tank destroyer, self-propelled artillery, self-propelled anti-air, whereas some other, you have all these different varieties that are all their own unique things with them. If I was going to add them, I'm going to have to add all of these. And that's why I'm like, It's kind of a big thing. It gets even more confusing when I want to make tanks like What if I can find the Swedish tanks? Oh yeah, you get one of these motherfuckers. Yeah. Now, the thing is, that is a fixed cannon. That doesn't sound like it's an issue until you realize it's a fixed cannon and you have to physically turn the entire tank around to actually shoot the thing. Iron Caskets never supposed that. It never thought about that because the turret changing was always kind of a built-in thing, which you don't think about when you're making it, but effectively what I need to do is... This is going to sound ridiculous, but I need to be able to theoretically, at any point, make any of these. Any of these tanks, I need to have the ability to, and to at least make a mediocre, copy of it at some point. That's the hard part. That is, I think, the ultimate big oof moment. Because I need to be able to do this. Because it's just like, oh, well, here's the USSR. I need to be able to make an MS-1. I need to make a T-34, T-127, LT-432. I need to be able to make those. Japanese. I need to be able to make a Type 5, a Type 5 Keiho. I need to make an Ashigaru Teke. I need to be able to make all of these fucking tanks. And there's a lot of tanks, folks. There's a lot of tanks. And like half these tanks aren't, I don't think half these tanks aren't real in any like meaningful capacity, but they need to be there because someone's going to inevitably want to make a tank like this. Mercenaries. Lol, gay. Factory time, yes. It's thing is, I can see how to do it in my noggin zone. I can see how to do it. And a lot of those, like the fixed turret ones, it would pretty much be a hard point reduction. Because you wouldn't have the cannon breach, I believe. And it would be like, yeah, here's a -1 hard points because you're on your gun because your gun is fixed in place. You are facing forward, you have to shoot forward. It's only a straight line rather than kind of the turret system that I have in place, which is great in some cases if you have a more defensive line, because it's like whoever enters my line of vision is going to get shot. It gets more complicated when you put in things such as, maneuverability and things like that. That's why on that little list of how deep do I want this to go, I can make it really deep, or I can make it arcadey. And both of them have their drawbacks, both of them have their positives, and both of them are going to make me want to lose my goddamn mind. Let's see, 1 hard point. Reload 1. Okay, so we put that there. Boop. boop ba doop boop 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 doop 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 doop. See, I always end up adding like gradually more and more random tags to Twitch because I can't put the tags I would want to put on there. So I do technically have that. This is a roleplay stream, and I'm roleplaying me losing my mind. Backseating is allowed, of course, because why wouldn't it be? So, increase blast. Oh, Lord, I forgot I'm gonna have to do all this. Notepad wants off the ride. As you can tell, the heavy cannons can shoot a lot farther. However, they can shoot a lot farther. Doesn't mean they're going to hit a lot farther. So now we've already got this section done. That means we get to do medium cannons next. Medium cannons to medium. I have a need to sneed. I've been streaming for a while now and the fatigue's hitting me. It's always there. I always love that. Just that, oh, okay, let's keep going. I can do this. This is fine. Everything is fine. Oh God, people are pinging me on. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, internet people. Be gone with. I do not wish to be horny. Stop sending me your goddamn memes. I don't care. I've never cared. I've never liked the memes. Doge is the only meme for me. The funny yellow dog makes me happy for once. Table properties, bottom, middle. Reload 1, reload 2, reload 3. Okay. The advantage being light cannons can reload incredibly quickly, and that means they can shoot you more actively. Heavy cannons have the advantage of being able to eat your soul out. Medium cannons are kind of the best of both worlds. Okay, now we get to move on to machine guns. Or do I want to put machine guns up? I'm actually going to put machine guns before. Because cannons are kind of a natural conclusion to that. And depending on how I want to do things later on, it would probably be a good idea. But okay, if I can put machine guns right here, that means I can slap a big picture right here. Cool. Yeah, that's the plan. Man, it hurts being this much of a genius. Let's put light machine gun first, because 1 is less than 2. See, this is one of those opportunities where I can go really deep into things, because if you were to sketch out a tank, as I have my notebook here even, if I were to sketch out just like a basic tank, which is a rectangle, the idea is that machine guns can cover any angle that is currently exposed. However, that would also be 4 machine guns. So what sometimes occurred is, okay, there's no machine guns at your back, or there's no machine guns at your front, because you really only need to worry about your enemies at the sides. Or it could be the other way around, or I only have them at my front and only at the back because I'm not going to present my sides to anyone. And I need to protect my ass. So it's how I want to do that. It is a very complicated affair. And I will most likely ask the Discord, because that's why they're there, to be my Q&A monkeys. Is that an affectionate term? Abso-goddamn-lutely not. But I love them to death anyway. Does mean more moving parts, and in turn, more jamming. We want to do, we're going to add 2 here, insert row below. We're going to add our base damaged, increased damaged infantry. Burst fire caliber. How do I want to word this? Pretty much this is the damage to infantry, and which I'm going to have to increase, but we're going to call it the bullet to body efficiency. Jamming chance, which is going to be 5. We're going to increase it by 3 each time. 15, 18, 21, because again, every infantry squad has 50 health. But they can reduce damage, so the light machine gun isn't really going to do much, which is just by default. The idea is that you have to kind of, you're poking people with the LMG, but the idea is that it's not going to jam as often, so we're going to do something like 75% chance, 80%, 85, 90, 95, 100% chance to not jam. Where if we go to the heavy machine gun, the damage is going to increase exponentially. So it's going to be 10, 16, 24. That'd be 30. because we're increasing it by 6, so it would be 36, 42. Yeah. So a good bolt of heavy machine gun fire can almost take out an entire squad easy. But we're going to hit this at a 50%, 55, 65, 70%, 75. Just going to end up on 80%. So even at the max improvement, if you spend 7 hard points, there's still only a chance it's 20% of the time, there's a chance that it's going to jam. 20% of the time, yeah, it's going to jam, and it's not going to be able to fire until you unjam the thing. Okay. Yeah, no, the base LMG is improvement. Oh, Jesus. It was improvement 4 on the HMG. But again, it's... I have taken out an entire squad in 2 seconds. You have taken out a 10th of a squad. Okay. So if we get rid of this, do we have anything down here? No, we don't anymore. Go away. Okay. I could probably add something to engine. What I can do is probably, we'll call it engine armor. Bonus engine health. Because your engine's really important. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You have everything to make it aesthetic. Transmission, same thing. We're going to add a row below. Transmission quality. Bonus transmission health. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Actually, let's do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we still want the idea. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because we still want them to bleed a little bit, because transmission's going to go out sooner rather than later. Yeah, again, an infantry squad at 50 health. 1 burst from a fully upgraded HMG is going to kill them effectively. But there's also a good 50% chance that it's going to, you know, jam, and you'll have to unjam the thing. Okay, step 3. Personalization. Each tank is a unique to the crew inhabiting it. While it may be a mass-produced variety, that can easily be pumped out by hundreds. It's their tank. Give it a name. Give it a personality. Make it more human in the crew at times. It has its quirks. It has its problems. But inevitably, that bucket, that bucket of bolts will carry you through, will carry the crew through the hardest time, to the hardest times and their greatest victories. It will also be their casket. Casket when it explodes. Paint its kills. Paint on googly eyes, or any assortment of personalizing bits to it. Can I fit this section? I can fit this section right here. Hell yeah. Which is probably not going to mean much when I inevitably have to put everything back together. But hey, it's aesthetic for me right this second. Okay, so what we do now is Control C. We go to 2. Step 2, assigning hard points and equipment. We selected this entire thing here. Backspace. Then we paste. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, Control Z. Now we hit Control V. There we go. Apparently it doesn't fit now. Cool. Wait, step 3, personalization. Yeah. Okay, that works. Alright. I'm going to call it there for today. Let's see if everything actually worked properly. Yes. So, step 2, step 3. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So, I'm going to call it there for today. Thank you all for watching. Godspeed. Good luck. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. On Wednesday, what's the plannerino? Well, hopefully by Wednesday I kind of get a better idea of where I want to take this. Do I want to go the more realistic route, or do I want to go for the more, dare I say, relaxed route? Both of which have their advantages, both of which have their downfalls. I'll also kind of determine if I want to add more, or should I say, different varieties of tanks, such as, self-propelled artillery, amphibious tanks, and all those various kinds of things. If I want to add those, I'm going to have to add those into the section we did today, which will probably expand it out. I may do it on camera, I may not, depending on the demand kind of thing. But overall, things are looking pretty okay. Wednesday, if all goes according to plan, we're going to start working on combat. Combat isn't actually going to be terribly complex to do. It's mostly going to be a game of trying to get everything to work out as, properly as possible. So it's just like noting word noting, adding things like chaos mode, regiment support, yeah, it's a lot of just jargon that needs to get fixed here, so I don't think that's going to be too complicated. This isn't going to be, this was kind of going to be its own little nightmare I get to deal with. Then we get to fix the main gun firing, which is a little bit confusing. Then damage. Again, it's pretty much going to be us going through the second half of this project. If things go according to plan, things should go... I expect... Let's see... I'm just reviewing my own notes at this point. So if things go right, I'm even guesstimating if we're making the same progress as we do today. 1, 2. At the latest, at the absolute latest, I'm thinking next Wednesday we can get this done. If everything goes perfect, and if kind of how things get positioned, we may even be able to finish at the end of the week. Though that's kind of my concern. That's kind of my iffy number, depending on how I want it. Depending on what the people demand, whether I want to add more, add less. So if everything goes perfectly, that means probably next week we'll be starting on the next project, which is, if I recall correctly, Omega Men. Omega Men's it's either going to be a very long project or it's going to be a very short project. I don't quite know how I want to handle some of the aspects of that game yet, but I get to worry about that as it comes. So I may actually spend Saturday doing the preliminary stream for that. So yeah, Godspeed, good luck. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I will appear somewhere. I am away. Goodbye.